Managing your menus in your website is very easy. You'll simply go to Menu Manager, or if you know which specific menu group you intend to work on, you could simply use the shortcut for those over here. If you don't know that, then you can go to Menu Manager and maybe by some of the information shown here, in the sense that you can see that there's actually no menus in any of the others, and it's not linked to any modules, which we'll get to in a upcoming video. You can then select main menu. Here you'll see that depending on what you've arranged with us, you will either see 10 or 35 pages or menu potential menus or already existing menus that are actively being used on this page. These blank menus are menus that you might have purchased and not used yet. To use them, we will explain in a moment. As you can see, we've already created these three menus and linked the About Us and the Frequent Asked Questions to a single article. And we have made the menu type of the main menu a featured article menu type. Menu types is the kind of menu that you actually set up. There are many different kinds or types of menus. We will simply look at setting up a single article menu in this basic seminar. If you remember, we worked on homepage in the previous video clip, and we then were going to add that to the homepage. Now the way we have structured the homepage of this website is that it only shows featured articles. To feature an article, you would simply click on this star in the featured column, and that would feature that specific article then on the menu where it has been set up that the type is featured articles. What is important to remember when you work with featured articles is that you must put in a read more link, especially if the text have more than 2 paragraphs, so that that page do not become too long. What your menu or what the read more link in effect does is it severs the text in two, or in whatever size you decide. And if someone then reads that article and is interested to know more, he would click on the read more link. Now, we didn't add the read more link to the home page in the previous section, so let's do that now. I have, in the meanwhile, added another paragraph here so that we at least have something to work with more than this single paragraph. You can add a read more to the text actually at any place. For those of you who do not know how I moved the image to this side, let me quickly show you that. You could just toggle it from side to side. What is important to remember though is that if you've added spacing to this side of the image and to that side of the image when it was aligned to the left, you'll need to update that. And I've already done that by clicking on this edit image to update the parameters we've set. Now to add a read more link, you would click in the text where you want to stop the text and then insert the read more link. You could do it anywhere. I'm going to do it between these two paragraphs. If you hover over the icons here in the text editor, you'll see that it actually gives you a little pop-up of what you will be doing with that specific icon. We will use this second icon in the bottom right. It says insert read more. There you see it. So it's now added a read more link to this article. You'll also see that I've added a column, a table to this article already. Let's delete that and do it again. You would click on Insert New Table. Now it's important that you from the start know how many columns and how many rows you intend to use. If you intend to use, let's say, 4 columns and let's say 5 rows, then you can just do it by adding the numbers in those blocks. I'm going to align this table to the center. You could set a fixed width and a fixed height, but the width and the height can also be determined by the amount of text and the size of the text in the rows and columns. So, for our purpose, I'm going to set the width to 400 pixels and the height to 600 pixels. Insert. So there is our table. Now, if I see I made a mistake with the size of the tables, columns or something, I'll click on the table and then click on that icon again. I will be able to change the width and the height, but I will not be able to, through the editor, change the amount of columns and rows. If you want to make a change to that, you'll need to actually go into the HTML. We will just put some default text in these columns and then in the other rows. Now you can say, oh, you know, I don't want the text to be so close to the left of this column. I want it to have a little bit of a space. Then you can click on the column again, the table rather, go to the editor, click on the icon again, and you can add some cell spacing to it and even some cell padding. Let's make that also 10. And let's make the height a little less. Let's make it 350. Sorry, 250. And update. There we go. So you have your table. And we have our read more. And therefore, to submit these changes, we'll click Save and Close. Now you could, in the next step, see that we have added this to the featured articles, and since the home page is already set up to show featured articles, we can then go to the home page, refresh, and see that it shows that article for us, and there is a read more. If we click on the read more link, it then loads the whole article with that table that we have set up. Good. Now, let's show you how to link to just one single article. Since those two are already created, we can use them to sort of demonstrate how to edit an already existing menu. But before we do that, let's first from scratch create a menu for ourselves. You would then click on Menu Type, Select. Now, as you can see, there is many types. For our purpose, in this basic training, we'll just select single article. Now, you need to select that article that you want to link to. Now, we have not set up history yet, so we'll select history. And in menu title, we'll change it to history. There's a few toggle switches here in article options, which allows you to select whether you want to show the title or link to the title, or the creation date, when you modify it, publish date, all these things. If you want to have us change any of the global settings so that all your articles, for example, might not show the author, then just email us and we'll gladly do that. If you want to, just for this specific menu, not show the authors, then you could hide it. Or if it's been set to not show, you can show it. If the default, the global setting is maybe hidden. Then at the bottom you'd see that it has the option of add menu title, yes or no, or show menu heading, yes or no. I want to show you how this can be a little bit frustrating if you add menu title as well as page title. Now it is important for us to always here at browser page title add the same or something similar to the menu's name. History of our website, for example. Okay, now let's save this and go and look at this menu, this page on the front of the website. Okay, here is that article then on the front end of the website. As you can see, it shows the heading of the browser as well as it's showing it there. It is also showing it on the page. This might be something that you were not intending. So to change that, you would put this to no. Next, before we save that, let's see what else we might want to remove. We might not want the category to show. Neither do we want it to show when it was published, or who wrote it, or how many times it's been seen. Then we would go to show category, hide, link to category, no. Then show author, hide, link to author, no. Show creation date, hide, hide, hide. If you want to also hide the print or email icons, you could hide the icons and still only have the words. Let's first do it that way and click save. And then refresh this page. Now you'll see that it's only got the text here, and oh, we forgot about the hits, and there is the article's title, history. Now let's also remove the hits, and let's remove the print and the email icon as well. Okay, then click save. There we go. That is how you would link to a single article on your website through a menu. Now, as you can see, the menus of this website is not showing yet because we have not set up the module that actually displays the menu. Modules is something that we will talk of in the next session. Just before we move along, let's quickly look at how to edit a menu. So we'll click save and close here. To edit the menu, you could either click on the menu's name, or you can tick the box and click edit. Both actions will bring you to the page where you are able to edit that menu. You might want to make changes to the article options, or you might want to add a page title, or you might want to work with the metadata. We will still get to talking about the metadata when we start speaking about search engine optimization in a later session. Okay. Once you've made your changes and you are happy with how it is now displaying on the front page, you could click save and close. Of course, you'll need to click save to first see if it's presenting correctly on the front page, and only save and close once you are done. Good. Now let's move on to talk more about modules.